Well, the YouTube True Crime Tale site and everything else. Numbnuts here, Archie, going to talk about the vanishing woman in 1975. I just seen this come up on the news the other day. I've been meaning to do this, so here it is. Very interesting story, and I did some mapping on it, so I'm going to get to in another video. But today we're going over Dorothy P. Goroshko. Hasn't been seen since June 4th, 1975, and Boston police are asking for the public's help to solve this cold case. Goroshko was 36 years old at the time of her disappearance. She lived on Monastery Road in Brighton and was last seen in the area of North Station on Causeway Street in Boston. Please don't mind the hair, it's all sticking up. Also, her gold 1974 Maverick, Ford Maverick, I said Ford, I meant to say Ford, with a black roof and Massachusetts license plates of 9K7755, also not been found since the vanish. And we're going to stop right here for a moment, because the simple fact of 1975, we're talking about Boston, Massachusetts. We're talking about North Station, Causeway Street. Very, very high and anticipated street. And we're talking about the days of the Irish gang, the Whitey Bulger clan. Now, whether or not they had a, I don't know if Bulger did have any type of chop shops. I want to say chop shops is definitely something that is very highly wanting to know. You know, this guy had all kinds of racketeering and stuff, and who knows what else he had, let alone someone from his gang or someone else's gang just around there snatching up women. And of course, the Boston Strangler died back in November of 1973. Mind you, a month after I was born. Woo-hoo. But, within doubt, am I in here or am I out? Is the last thing the Boston Strangler wrote before he died. So, there's a couple thoughts and theories out there. And I do believe that the original Boston Strangler did do crimes, but he did not do all of them. And I want to say that he knew there was a copycatter out there, and that's why he wrote his last letter. It had to have been. Had to have been. And for that being said, whether it be copying him or whether it be someone from the Winter Hill gang, I'm for damn sure this woman fell right into their foul play. And of course, a 1970 Ford Maverick, which his son, of course, is now 50. How old is he? Son, I believe it said it might have been 60. But of course, yeah, he was about 14 when his mother went missing. Yeah, right there. Rick was 14 years old. Very difficult to inform, and I'm sure his two brothers, of course, all just there today, gone tomorrow, you know. But I'm sad to say, with this case right here, unless someone comes forth with information on some kind of serial killer, hell, Whitey Bulger gang, Winter Hill Gang, you know, or hell, another gang could have been rivaling, of course, with the Winter Hill Gang and killed that woman and, hell, made it look like they did it. Whatever the case may be. Or there was another gang out there that had themselves a small chop shop, stole the vehicle, because, I mean, all this article is nothing, man. Because they're literally, all they're talking about is the sun, you know, all this. They're looking for new information, and, you know, she didn't deserve what she got. Of course, no one deserves that. Trying to find a picture of the friggin' car. I'll tell you, back in them days, cars used to being chopped shop, robbed, and everything else. I mean, it ain't coming up. But with that being said, I mean, this article it's senseless. I mean, all it's giving you for information is this right here, where she was last seen in Causeway Street. Like I said, I'm going to be doing some mapping in another video, and I'll tell you something. And I found some images back in 1974 on it, but not great. But that being said, yeah, there was a lot of construction going back on in 1974. Hell, the thought of her even driving into a friggin' hole or something and being buried or dug over or, you know, bulldozed over could be an option. Because they were doing highway construction back then. Although they were lifting it up off the friggin', you know, over the roads. Something could have been dug up. Maybe she could have drove in it. But who knows? I go with the more theory of gangs back in the day really highly ran them streets back in there, including it's June, middle of summer, or beginning of summer, and yeah, very, very busy time for anybody to be out in Boston. And back in them days, boy, right, there was more, you know, just ruthless people on the streets. I mean, don't get me wrong. There still is, and there will always be, but in these times, yeah, you ain't got the friggin' security cameras. You ain't got nothing to back you up on these streets. And I would say this is the more crucial times that it was more severe and more deadly. Because nowadays, right, everybody's throwing up them surveillance, and I swear to God, everybody should get one. Doesn't matter if you're residential, commercial, business, whatever you got. Throw that damn security camera up so we can catch more crimes. But unfortunately, she was the one of foul play. So like I said, I'm going to do some mapping of this, because North Station was back there, the Boston Garden. You know, she could have been going to catch a game or just go to eat at some restaurant or hang out. I think it did say something about she might have been hanging out at a bar too in another article, but I don't think it was this one. And yeah, I'm for damn sure she met up with somebody that's just not good. I mean, yeah, it don't say nothing about her husband. It just says about her 3 kids. So, you know, she might have been one of them women that were very, bear with me. So, like I was saying, being on the streets of Boston back in them days, whether it be a bar, nightclub, you know, just, what's the pictures in it? I thought there was some pictures in this here trick. It's just, you know, it's just that time that, you know, oh, that's what I was saying too, that she could have been one of them very vulnerable women. Now, she was going through a divorce or let alone a separation, because right, it doesn't even say anything in this story about her husband. The kids don't mention nothing about their father. So it's like, was she one of them people that just was, looking, all like the country song, looking for love in all the wrong places, yeah, too many faces, that's right. And, of course, these kids are haunted. Who wouldn't be haunted? I love these. Look at this secret bank account. Pays 100,000 plus. Yeah, I would like to get my hands on that secret bank account. I'm getting sick of these notifications coming up that are bogus. Anyways, back in them days, a lot of women got, were vulnerable. A lot of things back there, free love and peace. But it's too sad and it's too bad that people like that back in them days, if they didn't have a strong partner and they were by themselves, they didn't make it on the streets. Sorry, folks. If you don't have the street smarts, you don't have life. Unless you're rich and a millionaire and make lots of money to keep yourself from the lower half of the city. If you want a story about the city, go listen to the Eagles song, In the City. And I'll tell you, that song, boy, down to earth, one of the best songs that relate to the concrete jungle. With your back against the wall, yeah. Ba-dun-dun. Down in the streets, they have no pity. No one's there to catch you when you fall. Woo-hoo-hoo. That's right, in the city. So, warriors. You can just imagine what this poor woman endured that night. And whoever took her took that damn car. And back then, body shops, chop shops, paint, spray paint, sand down, they have that damn thing skinned in a night. And drive out a new vehicle. And back then, titles weren't really needed. VIN numbers could be changed. And that's what I think happened. She stumbled upon some scumbag, thief, or gangster, and I don't think she'll ever be found. But I figured everybody needs a post. Everybody needs to be never forgotten. Let's give this poor woman a moment of silence. Sorry for the eater. But, till that next video, be safe, take care, always beware. The stuff like this, man, still happens to this day. Out.